Hey guys, Station X here, and today we're going to be taking a look at my entire Xbox One controller collection. This is all the special edition ones that I happen to own. I don't have every single one. There are a few notable ones that I'm missing, but I just figured it'd be fun to just kind of do something different and to just take a look at this. It's going to be technically a look back video, but it's more so just looking at my collection of controllers. Because I have some pretty nice ones here that if I had them new, I would have loved to have done an unboxing on, but I've owned these for a pretty long time. I've had the Xbox One since 2015, and I've acquired quite a few controllers over that time, because I also own, as you guys know, the two Elite controllers, and I also own the Hyper one, because that's such a fun controller to have. I mean, like, come on, that was right up my alley. But I think Microsoft does a really good job with special edition controllers. I mean, I think they go kind of beyond with all these little details they put in sometimes. Sometimes they don't put a lot, but sometimes they put in quite a bit. And these here are some of my favorites. One of my favorites of all time being this one, but I'll get to that in a minute. Without further ado, let's just go down the list here. First, we have the Call of Duty one. Obviously, you guys know I had to get the Call of Duty one because Call of Duty has been one of my favorite series of all time. It's the one series I could always go to have some mindless fun, and that's about it. This one, unfortunately, they did Advanced Warfare, was the only console, the only game that they did like a special edition console for. Therefore, they only did a special edition controller with this. Now, I had went to the store and they had the special edition on display in a cabinet, and I asked if I could just buy the controller because I couldn't afford the whole thing, and they said, like, oh, well, normally I know they can't do that because it's bundled with it, you gotta buy the whole thing, but they made an exception there because I shop there all the time, and so I was able to get it. And so this one is really nice. It has a lot of nice little details, which is a very big theme with a lot of these controllers. And the only ones that don't do like lots of detail is the special commemorative controllers, but we'll get to those in a second. So you got the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Sledgehammer Games on the bottom. You got the logo of the team you're playing on. You got the little tally marks. You got some more over here. You got this nice silver and copper looking thing on the sides here, and the copper color just kind of goes around these little dial designs. And you also got this nice D-pad with some lines in it. Got some nice little lines in here. I don't really know what to say about that. I mean, I just like the little details they put in here. And this is, of course, the original version of the controller with no headphone jack and there's no Bluetooth or anything like that. It's just the standard bare bones controller, which is still fine. It's still the same feeling controller, but obviously with some downgraded things in it. But moving on to the next one, we got, which one should we start with next? I want to do the Day One 2013 one. That one's simple. This is essentially the standard controller. It's only the standard controller in the sense that it just, nothing is different about it other than the fact that it says Day One 2013 and there's a silver D-pad. So literally everything about it, there's nothing different about this controller. But I mean, still, it's really nice and simplistic. What, funny enough, I got this controller because when I bought my Xbox back in 2015, what had happened was this thing, the controller that came with it, obviously not this one, but the controller that came with it broke. Like, the bumper came completely off when I first tried to use it. It was just the funniest thing because I bought the thing brand new. So my dad went to the store to get a new one, and this is the one he came with. Normally I don't just send my dad, I go myself, but he was like, he just went out the door before I came because he was so mad. But I'm happy that he brought this one home, because otherwise I probably would have gotten just whatever. But yeah, like, I got this one and it was really nice because I don't see this very often. I've never really seen one in the wild or online. So I mean, hey, it's a nice controller to have. Then we have the Project Scorpio One. Of course, this is like the third iteration of the controller where they have headphone jacks. This is Bluetooth. This was released with the Xbox One X. So this was a commemoration of that because it's Project Scorpio. That was the original name for the Xbox One X, which I think is a lot better. But I mean, hey, you picking, you gotta deal with it. But again, it's the same deal. It's pretty much the standard controller, just with that little detail on there and the fact that these are colored in. But moving on to the more the game style controllers, I have the two Halo ones. These released side by side with each other. This one specifically coming with its own special edition console, and this one being my favorite out of the two for obvious reasons. But starting with this one, because this one has a little bit more detail on it. This one is based off Locke from Halo 5, and so you got his call signs right here with his team. You got the octagonal designs there. You have the blue accents throughout the controller and on the D-pad. You have silver triggers, which I thought was a little disappointing. Could have had that blue on the triggers, but yeah, you take what you get. And you got the UNSC logo right there. You got these numbers that I don't know what they do. I don't know what they're for. And these logos that I forgot what they're for as well. I assumed it was the team members, but there's one extra one because there's only 4 team members and there's 5 logos. So I don't know, but I mean, they could also represent the amount of games. There's 5 games. So I mean, the Locke one was pretty cool, but I think the Master Chief one looks even better. I mean, it's Master Chief. It has this. It's based off his armor design with the nice orangey visor going on the triggers and the D-pad, and it's literally just his armor. Like, you got that octagon designs right here, and that's pretty much it. Not a lot of like little Easter egg details or anything like that. Just basically Master Chief's armor, which I mean, this is one of the ones I used the most before I ended up getting that one over there. But moving on to the Gears of War ones. These ones I thought were like really nice when it came to their attention to detail, especially since this is one of the ones that you see the most, having the most laser etching in it, with trying to get all these scratch marks in and stuff like that. But let me start with this one because this one has some significance to me. This one also came with its own special edition Xbox One X. You can see it's got these nice like armor plating kind of things going on here, with the top kind of representing like snow, because the console itself, the thing literally is just like an ice sheet with, you could see through the Gears logo on it. So this is kind of like carrying that little bit over. It's got blue in it, which I mean, I like the color blue. I just don't understand why blue goes with this color, but hey, I'll take it. I like the color. This is also one of the first controllers to have like this texture to it on the triggers, which I think was really neat. It also has these rubber grips, which I'm not the biggest fan of, just because when I use a controller a lot, they tend to, hands get hot during a game when you use them a lot, and over time these come off. So I think they're actually, I don't know if that's just the plastic. I thought it was already coming off. I thought that was weird. But yeah, overall, I think this controller looks pretty neat and nice. But I mean, I'm sorry to say that this one I think is way better. I'm like, this one also had a dual release with another controller. It was the DJ controller. That is the name of the main character for Gears of War 4. But this one I think is better just because they made one that was very similar to this back on the Xbox 360, and that was my first Xbox I've ever owned. So when I saw this come out, essentially for the same thing, Xbox 360, it was the Xbox 360 Slim model that they did that Gears of War special edition on, and then the Xbox One S model did the same thing, same color scheme, same everything essentially, just obviously different patterns and stuff. Like the Gears logo was over here with black kind of veins going through the controller, where this didn't have that, but it looked similar enough to where it was in love with the controller, and I just loved it so much. Even all the buttons and stuff look the same. Of course, you have the lasers in here, like the laser sketching in here, making nice claw marks, which I thought was really nice. You can see that throughout the controller. And with this, like, all the buttons usually have like this font right here, this normal standard font, whereas this is, I think, the only controller where you see they did a different font. I don't know if you could see it on camera, but you see there's like a different font with the controller on the B button, the Y, A, X buttons. Like, they all look like they're scratched in, which I thought is really nice. And so, I mean, honestly, this is one of my favorite controllers of all time. So, which each controller, they obviously do something a little different, something new with it. Like the Minecraft controllers, you take the back off, there's little like things on the back of it, like little logos on it. These don't have that. None of the ones I have do that. But each one, it just has like their own little like Easter eggs or designs on it, or little details they put into it. And they just went really crazy with the amount of work they did. And even the ones that weren't based off games, they just had like the smoke controllers, the sports ones. Like, those ones looked so nice. Like, they really did a number when it came to their special edition controllers, or just unique controllers. So, I mean, Xbox One, like, the Xbox has always had like done really good job with their special edition controllers. And I mean, with Xbox One being the second go around of them doing like really nice special edition controllers, I mean, I think they knocked it out of the park with this. This is like the one thing I think they do really good, better than anybody else. And so, honestly, with the Xbox Series X, I'm really excited for what they are going to do, because, like, so far we haven't seen too many special edition controllers yet. We've seen a few here, a few there, but once we start getting down to the real like nitty gritty, I know like there's gonna be a Halo one, like for the regular controller, and there's an Elite 2 Halo controller, which I really want to get. But of course, that's going to be in the future, and hopefully when I do get my hands on those, it'll be unboxed here on the channel. But that'll be it for today. My name is Station X, and I hope you have a good day.